and welcome back to my channel. This makeup look is definitely something out of my comfort zone. I feel like I did a lot of different things with this look. This makeup look was inspired by who other than Kylie Jenner, but more so what her artist Styled by, I hope I say her name right, StyledbyHrush, and I'm sure you guys know who she is. She's really big on Instagram and I absolutely love the way she does Kylie Jenner's makeup. I really think all of her artists do such a unique job, and yes, even though they all kind of maybe seem to be that, you know, same look, but it's obviously of course to her liking, and I just really enjoy watching her beauty tutorials on her new website. And I did pick up some new tips from Hrush. I really hope I'm saying the name right. It's like making me nervous. So I incorporated a look that she had posted on Snapchat, and like I said, I have learned a few new things from those beauty tutorials. It's just really interesting to see how different makeup artists, you know, use different techniques that they've developed, and you kind of incorporate it into your own, you know, beauty routine and see what works for you. You just never know. Anyway, if you guys want to see how I got this look, then of course, keep on watching. Let's begin. So to start off this look, I'm first taking a piece of regular Scotch tape and making sure to line that up to my bottom lashes, going outward towards the tail of my eyebrow, keeping it in line with the arch of my brow, at least in that same direction and angle. Then once that's really nice and on there, I am taking my MAC paint pot in soft ochre and using a dense fluffy eye brush to make sure I apply this evenly all over my entire lid area. For the first shadow, I am first using the Morphe 35O palette, and I'm going to be taking this banana shade and this really white cream shade. They are both matte shades, and on my Morphe B27 brush, I'm applying that all over my entire lid space just to set that primer. Then I am taking my Bobbi Brown eye blender brush and taking this really warm taupe matte shade and making sure to go back and forth in my crease, then in circular motions to really buff it out. Then I am going to be taking this orange matte shade, and then I'm going to be taking this much more deeper orange matte shade and first applying that lighter shade all over where we applied the crease color first in the exact same motion with the same brush, and then going in with that deeper tone of orange, and again just doing the exact same thing, making sure to buff it all out. Then taking this bronze metallic shadow, picking it up with a flat shader brush. I did spray it once with some Fix Plus just to add a little bit more stick and shine, and making sure to press this all over my lower lid and blending downward up into my crease just to make sure the blend is even and we don't go too far past the crease. Then taking my Sigma Beauty gel liner in Wicked and making sure to just sloppily put this on my lash line, my upper lash line. I'm using an angled brush for this. You don't have to be perfect with it because we are going to be smoking it out and smudging it out, but just make sure to get your baseline really nice and pigmented. Then going in with the Noir shadow from the Anastasia Shadow Couture palette, and with a smudge brush, I am just going to be packing this and smudging the edges of it and really working in, you can see here, the metallic shade into this dark black shadow to get a nice gradient fade, and just gradually building my way up, but being very light-handed along the edges because you want this to be blended in together. You don't want to keep raising that black higher and higher. Then just peeling away the Scotch tape, and we have this perfect cat eye. I did elongate the wing a little bit more just to have my eyes appear larger like Kylie's. Then I'm just placing mascara on my upper lashes. You can use any mascara for this, and I'm going to be using my Vegas Nay from eylure Grand Glamour lashes and just popping those right on. They give such fullness and they open your eyes so much. For primer, I'm using my Nivea Men's Aftershave Balm. Can never say it right. And just make sure to work this evenly on my face. The fallout that you're going to see here, it's okay. Just really make sure to rub it away and just to work it in. Just make sure you don't have any splotches left over. Once we are primed, for foundation, I'm using my Maybelline Matte and Poreless. This is the Buff Beige shade. And I'm taking this onto my contour sponge. This sponge is new to me, but it was sent to me for review, and I have to say I'm loving it. If you follow me on Snapchat, you'll know that I did talk about this, and I am very surprised at how much I actually love this sponge. I'm using it damp here to blend out my foundation, and I love that it has this flat side to it, and you'll see why in a minute. For concealer and highlighting, I'm using my Maybelline Fit Me concealer in Sand, placing this underneath my eye, along the side of my nose, outward towards my temple, down the bridge of my nose, around my nostril, a little bit in the center of chin, and just a little bit between my eyebrows. Then using the flat side of that sponge to buff out the concealer underneath my eyes and everywhere else, which is why I love it so far. Then to set this and bake, I'm using my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and with a dry contour sponge now, I am placing and packing on this powder where the areas we had placed concealer and letting that sit. Once that's baked, I brush it away. Brows are done. You saw my brow tutorial from last Friday, hopefully. If you didn't, go check it out. And now moving on to bronzing. I'm using Havana from the Anastasia Contour Palette from light to medium shades, and taking this onto a Real Techniques powder brush. I believe it's called the multi-purpose task brush or something like that, and making sure to really bronze up the perimeters of my face. I've noticed that Hrush really does this with Kylie's face, and making sure to sharpen up my contour and drag it closer to the corners of my mouth than what I usually do. Then taking a smaller fluffy brush, a little bit more dense too, I'm actually taking that Havana color and making sure to place this along the edges of my lip line. I noticed that she did this as well with Kylie's contouring, and I found that this does make your lips appear more pouty. Of course, they're not going to look as plump as Kylie's. Unfortunately for that, you can probably only get that through lip injections, but for right now, we're going to fake it until we make it. And I actually do really like this technique. At first, I thought it was like I have a stash, but it actually does add a nice shadow and fullness to your lips. Using that same brush and same shade, actually fawn now, I am taking this onto my nose contour. Then for the banana powder, I am placing this right underneath my eyes just to add a little bit extra brightness for my highlight. For blush, I'm taking my Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-hour blush in Dollface, and on a Bobbi Brown face blender, I'm making sure to brush this onto the apples of my cheek back towards my hairline for a little bit of a pinkness, which she used on Kylie. And also for highlight, I am taking my Too Faced Candlelight Glow and making sure to mix both colors, and with my Bobbi Brown eye blender brush, just brushing that on top of the high points of my cheek for a nice even glow hugging my eye area. With a regular classic shadow brush, placing this onto the center of my chin and also precisely down the bridge of my nose as well. Then to make sure everything is set and have everything melt in together, I'm spraying myself with some Fix Plus from MAC. And then to make sure we seal the deal and make sure this lasts all night, I'm taking my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. Then I'm going to take a little bit of a pencil liner. This is from Revlon Color Stay. It's just in black, and making sure to lightly line the inner part of my tear duct and just about halfway into my waterline from the beginning to the middle point. Then taking my NARS Rue Bonaparte Larger Than Life eyeliner, which is my favorite nude eyeliner ever, and taking this from that middle point and dragging it back. This gives our eye a more cat eye shape and opens it up even more. Then taking some of those matte shades that we have placed onto our crease, I am just buffing this out with a pencil brush to add a little bit more definition and smokiness. Then taking my baby Lancome Hypnose Drama mascara and placing this onto my lower lashes, again to really make sure they're nice and coated and long for an eye-opening effect. For the lip color, I'm taking ColourPop Cosmetics Matte Lippy Stick in the shade Oh Snap, and I absolutely love this formula of lipstick. Even though it's not super matte, because you can still see a shine on my lips, it isn't very glossy, which is actually very comfortable to wear as well. Once that's on, our look is completed. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you guys picked up something new. I had a lot of fun creating this, and I actually really love the way it came out. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you have any questions, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!